Hello everybody, Drew here, tip of the Mitt Flips, where I'm a full-time eBay reseller, and every 100 subscribers there's a giveaway. So if you're watching, make sure you subscribe so you have a chance to win. And speaking of that, at the end of this video, there will be the 1100 subscriber giveaway, so if you got yourself entered on the last video, stick around to see who won. Sorry, I've been on a little bit of a hiatus, had a health issue, I'm good now, just not taking the best care of myself. It was my own fault. I have a stomach issue of some kind, and you know, like everyone, when your health is good, you think you're invincible. So I was eating all the bad things, and it wasn't great. So I'm back today. Luckily, with Jen taking over the pictures, we were still able to keep up with listings a little bit, and that's good because the summer doldrums have hit. And, you know, most people's stores are slowing down, and that's common. A lot of people who normally would shop online are going out to garage sales and other things because the weather's nice, or they just have better things to spend their money on. That's just how summers work. It's the same thing with the stock market. Summers are usually, most years, down. That's just people have better things to spend their money on. They're on vacations and whatever. That's how it goes. So the only thing you can do to counter that is to keep listing, keep grinding. It's just, it is. You can't worry about the things you can't dictate, the things that you can't change, and only worry about the things that you can dictate and change. And then, this one really bums me out. I just saw this morning on Auction Professor that he ran a test for eBay recommended specifics, which he has always said, and I've always seen and always gone with, that it doesn't affect your sales on the recommended ones. And he ran a test recently and he said, well, at this point I'm paying an employee to do all of it because it does help your sales. So that's one of those things that I'm not excited to go through my whole store and add all the recommended ones, because most of them are just so stupid. No one needs the height of a Tupperware lid. No one. They're the same. They're all, if it's a dome one, it's domed. If it's a flat one, it's flat. But they're the same. They're the same thickness. I hate it so much. And I don't know why Tupperware, this one really is the one that sticks to my side. Probably because I sell a lot of Tupperware. But it's one of the only items where they want all of the measurements. They want very specific measurements for the recommended. I think it's very stupid. I think a lot of things eBay does is stupid, but if it gets me more sales, then whatever. I will throw on my dunce cap and do something I find stupid. But what I don't find stupid is sales, and I have a decent amount. So let's go ahead and start pulling. First thing going out is a Dimensions Cruel 7x5 Smile God Loves You is the pattern. And I picked a bunch of these up garage sailing this last weekend, and we got them all listed except for one wasn't worth listing. It's not that it wouldn't sell, but there was, I think, 37 new in package for sale and one sold. So I would have had to sell it real cheap, and I said this is just better as a craft for the family at that point. And I could tell Jen really wanted to do one, but that's what they are. They're these basically stitch by number, and they come in various types. Some are more your basic like this, where you do big loops, and it's very easy, and the yarn is large. It's meant for a kid could do this. And I'm not saying it's for a kid, but a child could do this. It's meant to be easy. And then some of them are a little more intricate, and then the values, nothing was like, holy cow, I scored one of the big ones. But there was one, I think that was like $40, but all of them were in the $15 to $40 range. So when I had 12 of them I listed, that's a decent chunk for easy listing, all new in package, all first class, easy shippers. So for that one right there, I got $15 free shipping, took an offer. Next up, it's a book, Manning Coals Without Lawful Authority. Without Lawful Authority. It's way down here. This one here, Crime Club selection. So I'm guessing it's some type of crime drama. But for that, $6.99 free shipping. And I got an interesting buyer feedback on a couple books I sold, where they were very happy that I sell books like this, where they're not in great condition. They're not for collectors, but they were happy that they got the book they wanted in readable condition. I just thought that was neat. They left 2 large messages for both books they had bought from me. Maybe they didn't know it was from the same seller, because I don't remember sending 2 books to the same person, so they probably bought them on separate occasions. Either way, I thought that was nice to hear that some people just want the book to read, and they just want it cheap because that's it. The purpose is to read it, and then it's done. They don't read it again. It's over with. And $6.99 free shipping. It's not my goal to sell books that cheap. Just happened to be that's how cheap that one was. And the other ones were relatively the same. Next up, Vintage Mushrooms Stitchery in a frame on B2. Might have to put it down. I think it's this big one. It is this big one here. It's a 12 by 16, and this one actually comes with the frame. This one's very cool. I like this. I think this would be a fun project to do and a cool wall hanging. Definitely your mid-century modern, I think is what I would call that. Could go first class, but I'm not going to. Actually, it looks like I did add shipping to that one. So I ahead of time went, there's no way I'm going to attempt to put that in something less than a box. So let's go ahead and go with priority. So $19.99 plus shipping for that one. Next up, I got to turn the heat off because it's hot in here. And yes, I said heat. The heat is on. 2 weeks ago, 90. Other day, 32. The weather is just insane lately. No wonder we had crazy tornadoes. It's just, the weather can't make up its mind. Temperature variance off the charts. It's nuts. Next thing going out is 2 Vintage Chubbs baby wipes containers. One in purple and one in orange. And this was a weird combination. So my thought was maybe because it's graduation time, that those are somebody's school colors, and maybe they were a Lego collector or they're doing some type of gift for them. That was just a thought I had. Also, I thought that's a neat gift idea. You know, if you're packaging their gift up or whatever it is, you can get 2 of their school colors. I thought that was kind of cool, if that's what it is. Next up, Nike Air Max 90 Ultra A3. These ones right here, and these are not from the big shoe buy I did. These I just got at my local Salvation Army, and they were clean. I mean, maybe wore a couple times, but barely worn. And I am officially, if I had to pick a Nike style, I would say Air Max 90. They're like a dad shoe, but they come in a bunch of cool variants. I like it. And for those ones right there, $84.99 plus shipping. I took an offer. I had them listed for I think $115, but I paid $5 for those at Salvation Army. That's a great score. And then next up, here's another one. Boozilla Game Foxes Needlecraft on B2. And that's what happens when you list a bunch of the same thing. Some of them are going to sell immediately, and the rest will trickle out slowly. This one right here, Game Foxes Cruel Embroidery Kit. And I think this is a bigger one. Yeah, 20 by 24. That's a pretty large one. And that one's going through the global shipping program. And I took an offer on that one as well. $17 free shipping. They, of course, paid eBay for the global shipping. They paid me nothing to ship it to Kentucky. But that will go first class. And that's the other thing about these, is there's nothing in them. It's fabric, piece of paper, piece of cardboard, and some yarn. You can't hurt them. Next up, Graham Nash, Songs for Beginners. Graham Nash, Songs for Beginners, vinyl album. It's probably a first pressing. That's what most of the albums I have are, because they're old. $9.99 free shipping. And about the albums, Jen's not happy about it, because just like me, the books and the albums, that's a boring, tedious task. It's not enjoyable at all for me, because the albums all have to be cleaned. I could not clean them, but then people are going to get dust noise that is not actual damage to the record. So I don't want to have to deal with that. It's just safer to clean them. But the big box that I had got at garage sale recently, and I paid, I don't remember, I think $20 for the box. And he said, yeah, it was $20 because he said, I would have taken 10. The first album I pulled out was a Weird Al Yankovic album that's like $25 free shipping. And I started flipping through them, and all of them are $20, $25, $30 albums, and there's 50 of them in there. So she's not happy about it, but I said, we got to switch over the albums. We need to get some of these listed. We got too many. Let's cherry pick the good ones, get a whole bunch up, and then we can slowly fill in with the rest as we go, kind of like the books was going. And I really need to get back to that, but like I said, I've been down for the count for a few days. And for that $9.99 free shipping, if I didn't say. Next up, it's a book, 1915 Fisherman's Luck. Fisherman's Luck, Henry Van Dyke, right here. And for that book there, I got $9.99 free shipping. Media mail, of course. Next up, the first one of these going out, Budweiser can enamel pin B3B. So B3B is here, and then tucked in here somewhere. I think I might have overloaded this one, because if it's taking me this long to find something, that is too long. There we go. So let's go ahead and bring the whole thing over. And there we are, Budweiser, vintage, maybe antique, enamel pin. And for that right there, I got $9.99 free shipping. That'll, of course, go first class. But already that pays for the bag that I paid 25 cents for. So the rest of the pins are all profit. And that's the one that, bonus, I got a free human tooth. Which I did have somebody say that there's a market for that. Someone messaged me and said, hey, people collect weird stuff like that. They use it for displays or jewelry or whatever. You can't sell human stuff, like human body parts on eBay. So I don't know how I would go about selling it. Probably like Instagram or Facebook Marketplace. But I went with trash. I touched it once, and that was one time too many. And I just went, okay, that can just go in the trash. But it was interesting and I was like, okay, that makes sense. People collect whimsical and like my cousin, he's got a tattoo shop, and they've got a display case, and it has some weird taxidermy type things and some oddities and that kind of stuff, and people like that. I could see why someone would purchase it or want to collect it, or it would go with their motif. But motif dad joke to the max right there. But I did not want to deal with that, so trash is where it went. Next up is a lot of 8 hunting and duck call and other call VHS right here. I think most of them were about coyotes, but there was some duck one. There was like one duck one in there as well. And then maybe there was a big buck. But I think they were all about calling, duck calling and something like that. I don't know. But I lotted them together. I took an offer, $14.99 free shipping. I would have paid $2 for the lot. It'll cost about $5 to ship it. So selling VHS in lots, if you get them cheap enough, is still decent money and worth the hassle. Because it's not a hassle. That's the thing. It's super easy. And then I got 3 orders pending. Of course, if they haven't paid for it, it doesn't count as a sale. One of them, I kind of hope they don't pay for it. It's my favorite pair of the Nikes. And I said before, if it gets down to, 10 or 15 pairs left, and there's a pair I like, I'm going to pull them out. And this was the one I was hoping on. So I kind of hope they didn't pay it, but I also kind of really like $125 that they bought them for. So I guess if it really comes down to it after all the shoes sell, I will have money and I could just go buy a pair of shoes. So I guess I don't really need more shoes. I have too many pairs of shoes. So let's go ahead and pull the actual sale. It is Volrath Queen's Choice on B4. B1, 2, 3, 4. Volrath. This one right here. Queen's Choice. It is a regular pan. I think it's a 3-ply. I was becoming much more knowledgeable on pans at one point, but like I said, at this point, I check for some super high-end brands and then nothing else. Just gotta pass, or it has to be super clean. Like, don't have to touch it, picture it, list it. And even then, it's pretty long tail. So from now on, I will price pans cheap. I will be the lowest 10% of pricing on pans because I have a bunch that have just been sitting around for a long time. I'm actually going to go through and reprice all of them for the 3rd or 4th time because They just take up a lot of space and they're not moving. So for that one, $19.99 plus shipping, and they paid a lot of shipping, so I might make a few bucks on the shipping, but like I'll show you right here. I mean, all of these stacks of pans here, stack of pans. They just been sitting. They gotta go. They're not doing me any favors taking up space, and I've got more stuff coming in that needs to get listed, and I need a place for it. So I don't need to hold on to dead stock trying to suck out a couple pennies. What it's doing is it's costing me space, which has a dollar value, because if I have to rent a storage unit or if I have to buy more shelves, those are dollars I don't need to spend when I could just unload the bad stuff I have, create more space, create some dollars. And I even thought of that the other day on these right here, these window kits, because I paid $4 for them. I let one go for pretty cheap, or a couple go for pretty cheap, and it wasn't a ton of profits. And I was like, I probably shouldn't have gone that low. And then I checked when I was in storage, and I have like 20 of them. So that's $4 times 20, $80 I've got out just sitting there. Okay, so even if I only recoup that $80 and say that was a bad buy, that's still better than them sitting around, taking up space, sucking up dollars. And I even, Julian at Bearded Thrift Machine, he had a post this morning on Instagram, and he said, oh, what was it? Something. It was a pair of boots, and it was something like I probably could have held out for more money. Sometimes you need to take some sales, or sometimes you need some sales. And I messaged him, or I commented, and I said, no one's ever gone broke taking profits. That's not my quote. I want to say that's a Warren Buffett quote, but I'm not sure on that. But yes, that is a fact. No one ever goes broke taking profits. Now, if those profits are pennies, I could see, yes, you could. But the thought behind it, no one goes broke taking profits. Sometimes just take the sale. And I'm not saying low balls. I'm saying don't get overconfident. Don't get don't get too full of yourself on your pricing in your store and current markets and all that. Sometimes take the win, take the profits, move on to something else. And one last thing before I get to the subscriber giveaway is, if you use GoDaddy Bookkeeping, I got an email over the weekend, and I thought it was a scam email at first, because I was like, no way, why would they do this? And GoDaddy Bookkeeping is ending its service. It's just going to stop doing it. They have some type of connection with QuickBooks where they're giving you a discount, and they've set up some type of integration system where your stuff will switch over. My guess is that QuickBooks either already owns GoDaddy or is in the process of purchasing GoDaddy, something like that. But I wasn't super pumped to hear that the thing that I use on a daily basis is just going to go away. That wasn't very cool. I hope the process is smooth. If anybody else uses GoDaddy Bookkeeping and has already switched over, let me know how it went for you. Or if you use GoDaddy Bookkeeping and you haven't heard about this, please go check your account. It is ending, I think at the end of next month is the cutoff, and then they will archive your information, I think till the end of the year, but it might only be till this fall. I can't remember all the dates, but that's another thing. Put it on the list. Doing business. Own your own business. All right, let's get some good news here. Let's pick a winner. I got the YouTube random comment picker up here. Let me get rid of all these ads. Nobody wants to look at ads. Filter duplicates. All right, there we go. Get YouTube comments. Oh, they added a I'm not a robot, which is a math problem. 4 plus 7. Let's see if I can get that one right. So 22 unique comments. That seems low. I thought it was a lot more, because the video, surprise, surprise, had like 600 and something views, which is great. That's very high for me. I'm super happy about that. But let's go ahead and see who won. PSG. All right. Love the glasses. Are those your picking glasses? I need some cool glasses like those. Happy Sunday, Julian. Julian, you are the winner. Very happy to hear. Julian is active in the comments all the time. Very nice, very helpful to the channel. So, Julian, I'm sure you'll see this. go ahead and either hit me up through the Instagram in the description. I think I have the Instagram there. I don't know. I'll have to check on that. It will be by the time this video comes out. Or the Facebook group. Join one of those, take a look in the store, and see what you want. You got $10 towards something in my store. This does not have a expiration date, so if you don't see anything, you can just hold on to it and use it whenever you feel like. PSG, aka Julian, congratulations. Well, that's gonna be all for this one. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, go ahead and give it a thumbs down. Subscribe, share, and be good to each other.